Good morning, Algebra students. Just wanted to touch bases with you in regards to the information we've learned over the last week. And last week we focused on pre-algebra concepts, one-step equations. And this week we're going to just take it up a notch and do two-step equations and multi-step equations. So in doing so, just want to go over a little vocabulary that we've already kind of started on and making sure that we're all on the same page. So looking at our reteach assignment, which is 2-3, just looking at the details that are detailed out for us, it discusses operations. So, which is our adding, subtracting, multiplying, which is our dot symbol, and division. So, division looks like this, or division can look like this. Which is like a fraction bar. So, in doing so, let's go ahead and look at the example that they gave us, which is 2x minus 7 plus 3x equals 13. So, one vocabulary word we kind of looked at is, combining. It says identify. And combined like terms. So, with that being said, we identified 2x and 3x to look alike. And we have just our just our constant here. So, with that being said, I'm going to connect my two x's. Which is 2x plus 3x, which gives me 5x. So, and then from there leaves me with my minus 7. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring that down. Bring down my 13 and solve. So we know that we're solving for x. So our goal is to solve for x in this equation. And in solving for x, we need to get x by itself. Okay, so if this 5 is positive, in order to get it to the other side, I would need to make it negative. So in making that negative, I'm going to subtract 5x. Oh, nope, I'm sorry, my bad. Because I forgot we're solving for x. So in doing so, I'm going to cross that out. Not going to deal with that right now. We're going to add 7. So we add 7 to that side, add 7 to this side, which gives us 20 on this side. And then we have our 5x, which we can just bring down. So much like you, I like for my paper to look all nice and neat too, but we're going to move forward. Okay, so we're going to divide by 5 since this is multiplication, and the inverse operation, or to undo, is to divide. 5 goes into 5 one time, leaving you with x. 5 goes into 20 4 times, which gives you a solution of 4. So that's just looking at the example. Now, just moving ahead, we talked about vocabulary. So we identified our different terms, we combined our like terms, and then we solved our equation. All right, looking at number 1. Number 1 says 3x minus 8 equals 4. Okay, that looks simple enough. A basic 2-digit equation. So in doing so, first thing we're going to do is add 8. So if we add 8 on that side, we're going to add 8 on this side. Now, I like to leave my little train tracks here so that way I can just keep everything separated and it looks nice and neat. So, negative 8, positive 8 gives us 0, so nothing there. We're going to bring down our 3x. Equals 4 plus 8 is 12. Well, to isolate our x by itself, this is multiplication. We're going to do the opposite. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. 3 goes into 3 one time, giving you x. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So, gives us a solution of 4 again. Okay, that's ironic enough. All right, so let me just try a couple more examples that are not on the page. That way you'll have examples. So let me look at a fraction problem for us. So in doing that, we have, move this page up a little more so we can have some clear space here. We have y over 3 minus 8 equals 1. Now, many of you may say, hey, I don't see that on my page. Where that example is, it's not there. The reason I'm using an example that's not there so you can do number 2 to have for practice. So, and in doing so, once again, we want to solve for y, which is our variable. Okay, in order to do that, first we look at the equations here, the terms here, which is y over 3 minus 8. Well, I know I want to go ahead and move my 8 to the other side, and to do so, I have to do the opposite, so I'm going to add 8. And if I add 8 on that side, then I have to add 8 on this side. Okay. So negative 8, positive 8, that cancels out. Now I have 1 plus 8, which gives me 9. And then I'm going to bring this portion down, which is y over 3. All right. So, and in doing so, now we've talked about it before, but to eliminate the fraction, we are going to divide by the reciprocal. Or you can say we are going to divide by the denominator. So, and in doing so, this turns into 3y over 3, which we're familiar with, leaves us with y. So that's how we end up with our y here. And then if we're going to multiply by 3 on this side, of course, we have to multiply by 3 on this side. 9 times 3 is 27. And it's over 1, which gives us a whole number of 27. So that would be our solution. Now, if we wanted to check that, just to make sure that it was right, this is how we would do it in a checking process. So our original equation was y over 3 minus 8 equals 1. All right, so after doing our work, we said y equals 27. So we plug that 27 back in. If we plug that 27 back in, 3 goes into 27 9 times. 9 minus 8 equals 1. Literally, 9 minus 8 equals 1. So now we know that our solution was correct. So 27 was the correct answer. All right, awesome. Now, let's look at a problem that has the distributive property. Okay, so up here I was trying to put some of our key terms. So we're going to add distributive property. So remember, distributive property, that's when you distribute a number or a variable that's outside of the parentheses to the information in the terms in the parentheses. So with that being said, now we got 3x times 3 plus 3x times 4x. All right, so 3x times 3 gives us 9x. And then 3x times 4x gives us 12 and x squared. So remember, you multiply the coefficients and then you multiply the variables. So remember, when you're looking at the variables, you're going to add those variables when you're dealing with exponents. So that concludes us with that. Okay, our little mini lesson in distributive property. All right, so let's look at this, knock this question out right quick. We have 14. Actually, let's do this. Negative 3b plus 9 equals negative 6. So we're going to do the distributive property, negative 3 times b, which gives us negative 3b. Then we're going to add multiply negative 3 times 9, which gives us negative 27, equals negative 6. So we went on and distributed that information. Now, we are going to change our terms. Gives us plus 27, a negative and a positive. You're going to subtract, giving us 21. Our largest number is positive, so it keeps it positive. This cancels out, and we have negative 3b. Kind of ran out of space, so I'm going to move this over here. Negative 3b equals 21. Divide by 3. Divide by 3 gives us a b, and we're going to make that negative. And negative 3 goes into 21. Negative 7 times. So our answer is negative 7. So that's our example for the distributive property. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you during the next session. Have a good afternoon.